Hey guys, and welcome back to Risei Anime. I'll start out this video by saying happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. If you do any kind of partying or anything, party safely. but yeah, so today I kind of wanted to do a video about giving like some tips on how I afford anime figures, because I've seen like other people asking other YouTubers about it before, so I just thought it'd be kind of an interesting, fun topic to kind of talk about. But yeah, let's go ahead and start. The first topic I would like to talk about is bills come first and to be smart with your money. Now, the reason I want to start with this one is because it's very important. So like when I'm budgeting for my bills, you know, I always keep things in mind, like if I happen to have some money left over to put towards figures, that's great. If it happens, you know, not be very much sometime, you know, I'll be a little bummed out, but I just think, you know, the bills are the most important thing. I'll just think, you know, hey, maybe next time I'll make a little extra and that can go towards it. Say, you know, you're looking at a $150 figure, but in order to buy that, you have to dip into the rent money you have saved. It's not worth it to do that. It's not worth getting kicked out by your landlord. So that's just kind of how I think about things, just to always think of bills coming first, because those are most important. Alright, so on to the next one on my list. It is directly connected to the last one, and that is budgeting. Now, I see this as the easiest way to afford anime figures. So like, for example, like I think that you ought to save the money before you need it. And if you could just like say, keep yourself from eating out a few days of the week and put the money you would have spent on food towards your anime figure, just think, you know, maybe in a couple months you could have enough saved up for a scale figure. And, you know, you might be scrolling through AmiAmi pre-owned one night and come across like your holy grail, and before you know it, you would just have the money there and it'd be no sweat and you could buy it right away. So I always like to plan ahead like that, because that saves a lot of sweat and hassle. Also, another thing that you can do after you've budgeted for your bills and everything, whether you do it weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, doesn't really matter, but you can also see, you know, how much you have left over after you've taken care of all that. And if you do have some that you can spend freely, you can always save that towards figures as well. So that's also a great way to do it. Now on to my third point. It is to cut other spending habits. So kind of like I mentioned before with like cutting back on eating out and things like that, you can kind of apply that to other things in life as well. Like say you have some friends who want to go out and have some drinks or something like that. And if you think about it, you know, drinks are really expensive. You know, say you have three $8 drinks, that's already $24, you know. And yeah, and if you happen to have friends who like to do that often, that can really add up. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about this one too much because I rarely drink, but for anyone who does like to do that. And, you know, another thing, you know, you can always say no sometimes if they like to do that often, or go shopping a lot, anything like that. And another one I can think of, I know a lot of people like to use Amazon, and they can be a little click happy on it. But yeah, you could also cut back from that as well, because it's really easy to impulse buy things on Amazon. Now we have one that most people probably won't like to hear, but it's simply just working more hours if you can. Like, I know it's not fun, but more grinding at work, you know, means more money for figures. So, you know, if somebody happens to call in sick to work, or they need somebody to come in for some overtime hours, you know who they can ask. It's not fun at the time, but, you know, you will definitely be thanking yourself later. Say you have like a weekly goal of how much you like to make in a week or however long, and that extra day or overtime you have thrown in there is just extra gravy basically. If you want to go crazy, you could just put everything you make that day towards a figure. It's really up to however you'd like to do it. This leads me to my final tip, and that is to stay focused on your goal. Now, it might be tempting to kind of like dip into the money you've saved and like take out $20. You want to like go get some coffee or something like that, whatever you like. But I mean, you think, what's that gonna hurt, right? And that's wrong. It's easy to do that, but just think, you know, if you just leave that in there and don't touch it, you will surely reach your goals a lot sooner than you expect. Alright guys, so that is all for my list on my tips for how I afford anime figures. You know, this is just what works for me, and I really hope it can help somebody out there. Let me know in the comments, you know, what you guys do, how you save for your figures, and if you have any suggestions, go ahead and just share them with us. And thank you so much for coming back to my video. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.